Okay. Okay, give me a second. Apparently we have to change something here real quick, which is fine, but yeah. How do I do that? All right, that works. All right, everybody, welcome to our first game here today, and welcome to the draft. We have Kiev 5 versus Team Liquid at the Heroes Battle Arena. And well, we're looking at Cursed Hollow, and we have a pretty interesting draft here already. I mean, Team Liquid is extremely strong these days, we know that. They banned out Abathur, since Abathur, of course, is very, very strong in Cursed Hollow to give you split experience. His control with the Toxic Mines on the map are amazing as well. And Kiev 5 decided to ban out the Lost Vikings, which is a little bit more unorthodox, but if you're playing against Team Liquid, then you are, of course, aware that they are very strong when it comes to just playing the XP game with the Vikings. So therefore Kiev 5 with a ban in this case. And pretty much a target ban, not really a ban against the Vikings per se as a hero, but more so against Team Liquid as a team. And these guys are fast today. I mean, this is like an incredible fast draft that we have. For Team Liquid, it wasn't really a surprise to see Tyrande being picked here. She is just a very versatile hero and can fit in so many different compositions that it was more or less a given that they would go for it. Kiev 5 then countered with Kael'thas and Muradin. And well, you can always argue a little bit about if these bans are, or if these picks are the perfect ones here. Kael'thas oftentimes ends up on one side and we see Jaina on the other. That was more so true in the past, but it's still like an ongoing theme. But right now, with Kael'thas on Cursed Hollow, you have, of course, great zoning control, especially at those bosses and the tributes, with the Phoenix, with the Flame Strike, and also the Chain Bombs after level 13. Muradin is these days, next to ETC, probably one of the most used tanks that we have in the game, and he is just extremely powerful at the front, and he's also part of most of the sniper compositions that exist right now, so in this case, Kiev 5 value him highly enough to pick him here. I personally would have probably gone for a bit of a different pick at the beginning, but they decided that they want to run this with the two of them. Team Liquid then into Uther and ETC, and that already allows a lot of options for them. With an Uther, you can perfectly run a Sonya, you can use that as a stun setup as well. Uther in general, even after the nerfs that we've seen in the recent patch, where the cooldown on his rogue ability was prolonged by another 20 seconds, it's just absolutely strong. And in combination with ETC, what you're trying to do is to use the Mosh Pit together with the Divine Shield and get more or less a guaranteed crowd control skill in. So that's pretty sick. And at this point, we have the bans coming in. Reyna banned out because, well, Kiev 5 running already one of these high hit point tanks at the front, so they want to limit the options of Team Liquid to go into giant killer heroes. The most important ones right now are probably Falstad and Reyna. I personally would think that Kiev 5 is maybe even picking the Falstad. At least I would like them to add an auto attack damage dealer to Kael'thas, which they already have in their composition. Kael'thas and Jaina is oftentimes not really the best way to go with things because you're heavily cooldown reliant. We had Tyrael banned out by Team Liquid, and that already showcases a bit that they just don't want Kiev 5 going up, go in with that sanctification. Because one of the things that you can do when you're running a Tyrande is you're of course trying to just burst down targets. In this case, ETC would go for the initial stun normally, Tyrande would stun, and you have Uther then also with that crowd control chain that you're trying to set up. Tyrael can mess with all of that, and that's why in this case they banned him out. Now, Kiev 5 is doing something that I personally find really interesting. They go for Jaina too, and Jaina in general is of course a great hero. I mean, her and Kael'thas are two of the best assassins that we have in the game, but you rarely see them in the same composition. There is a bit of a trend that teams try to do that a bit more, but so far not really all that successfully, because Jaina and Kael'thas are both cooldown reliant heroes, and you can counter a lot of the damage that they dish out with Spell Shield, which is available on a lot of heroes, and you have of course other things that you can do against that as well. Sanctification, which we're not going to see in this case since Tyrael is banned out, is another very good tool against that. So in this case, Kiev 5 playing, in my opinion, a bit of a risk. As I said, I would have loved them to go into a Falstad. We have a Johanna now being played by Kiev 5, which is pretty cool for the front line. They could have gone into other heroes that we see these days quite a bit, but a Johanna is very solid and can really disrupt a few things. Team Liquid with the last two picks, they have really nice options here. They still need damage though. They can play Tyrande with a bit of a damage build, but they should add a bit more. That Falstad comes once again to mind, since he can also steal bosses with a Mighty Gust, and there he is, and I really like that choice. Since the last patch, a few of his talents have been pushed around, and that helps. We've seen a tendency to go into Sylvanas now as well. The problem that Team Liquid is that they have only one tank at the front line. So they could decide to go into another one, and they could even think to go into a Diablo here. They have other options than that, but we see a return to Diablo and Tyrande a lot, and if you have the damage behind that, then you can, with such a simple move, just like stun a target down and really get a whole lot of control during the fights. So that Tyrande and Diablo comp with additional stun and damage is extremely popular. The only question that Team Liquid has to answer here for themselves is, do we have enough damage for that? Now, Diablo is one of those tanks that adds insane damage out there, and they have Sonya that they could use as well, which they actually do. Diablo, just to come back to that point, is one of the heroes that right now as a tank brings probably the most damage to a team. His problem is more the squishiness that he has against like stun. So not only stuns but also the focus. So normally you see Diablo in a double tank combo. We've seen a few Diablos as solo, but the problem is if you run him as a solo tank, he's oftentimes bursted down. So that's Sonya together with Uther. We've talked about it a bit earlier. Uther now has a Divine Shield on Sonya. He has the potential to use it also on ETC. Two heroes that benefit from that greatly. And he can really do a whole lot of work here, Uther that is, just to assist Sonya and ETC in this setup. Kiev 5, they still needed a healer. They did not go into Karazim, which would definitely be an option for them, since we can expect Team Liquid to try and go for some burst damage. With Tyrande and Sonya, they have two heroes that are able to just like help out with that. Tyrande, of course, with her trait. And we have Sonya with that slam damage that she can bring to the table, which is extremely powerful. For Kiev 5, that right wing offers mobility on the map, which is incredibly important now, since of course Falstad is going to try and split soak experience. And also Brightwing can, when you go for boss, try to pull him off Falstad just before he uses the Mighty Gust, which is incredibly important if you're trying to sneak one in while your opponent has still all their heroes on the map. The downside on Brightwing is that she won't be really able to do too much against the burst damage that we're seeing here in the game. Karazim is being played right now not only as a healer but also as a damage dealer, just as a side note here, since of course in the last patch his Iron Fist trait was balanced, or like was actually like buffed a whole lot with 25%. So overall, a pretty solid draft here for both teams. I would still give the edge to Team Liquid. I really like the setup that they're running here. I'm not a massive fan of Jaina and Kalthas in the same combo, since I feel there's too many things you can do against that. But we're going to find out in our first game which team is going to take the lead here. Alright, so let's check that out. We have our lobby invite. Okay. Okay, I need to actually double check something real quick before we can go into that first game. We need to adjust our score. So, who's actually the host? Okay, Team Liquid is hosting. I like that a lot. That means that I don't have to adjust too much, which is pretty solid. And yeah. Alright. Wishing the boys good luck here. And I guess we can go into our first game right now. Oh, guys. Couple of games. A little bit of solo casting here. Yeah, let people know that we're actually live. I don't really think I tweeted out anything. So if somebody could create a Reddit thread or something, it would be nice. We have not only the Heroes Battle Arena now, but afterwards, right away, the End of the Storm North America. So we have actually like a lot of content here today, which is going to be pretty cool. Our game is also starting up. And I'm currently just like checking the profiles and see if we have something interesting here. Did somebody drop a rank? Doesn't really look like it, but we have suspiciously Vortex and Lucifron with a level 40 portrait, not their rank displayed. Which actually like a lot of pro gamers do, just because they can't be bothered. So Chris is running that Artanis, not the hero, but the portrait. The hero unfortunately hasn't really found its way into the competitive scene just yet. We might see a few changes there, since Blizzard already said that they want to like tweak him a bit, or they hinted at it. Welcome everybody to our first game. The map has started and it is Cursed Hollow. And to the left side we have Team Liquid. They're going up against Kiev 5 today. And as you can see here, we have Vortex on Tyrande, we have Chris on Falstad, Gedamherd on Uther, and Lucifron on ETC, and Lowell on Sonya. To the right side of the map with the double mage assassins, we have Kiev 5 playing Hydra on Muradin. Sphinxie is on Jaina today. Sir Ice Cream, the man with the best nickname on Battle.net, has Johanna. We have AR on Kalthas, and Brightwing, played by Lunan. The surprising thing for me is actually that they decided to go into a Jaina here or a Kel'Thas for AR. I really suspected that they would try and run with Falset themselves, Kiev 5 that is, because they have played AR on Falset so many times, and he got actually buffed in the last patch. You can now easily go for Seasoned Marksman as a level 1 talent, because Power Throw is now a level 4 talent in the newest patch for a good old Falstad, who was, by the way, played by Chris down at the bot lane. So you can get access to all the talents that you want to play anyways, and add the Seasoned Marksman too on top of that, which is pretty cool. So Falstad is currently one of the fastest picked assassins in the game. Some teams went so far as to go for first pick on him. Haven't seen that in our current draft here, but it is definitely a bit of a theme these days. So now going into the rest of the talents, which is like talking a bit about the game in general. We already went, of course, over all of the compositions that are being played here. But you can see that Tyrande is playing things again with an Owl build. So we have on level 1 Empower taken by Vortex, and they need a bit of additional range damage. They could play without it, but in this case they would have to rely on False and Sonya a bit more than they probably like to. So we have them right now with Owl. They go into then Pierce, and Pierce in general on Cursed Hollow is an amazing talent. We've been going over it in the past. It's great if you want to just cancel out tribute channels of your opponent, and it's an incredible annoying talent for the opponent's team. You can really tell, by the way, how Kiev 5 is fully aware that that ETC and Tyrande comp is going to be somewhere on the map trying to wreak havoc, because they're playing super passive down here. So we saw Vortex and also ETC just like standing in that bush there waiting for an opportunity, but everybody else is just like hugging the bottom of the map, making sure that they're not being attacked here. I'm really liking the way that Kiev 5 plays this. They are, of course, the underdog going into this, but right now it's a pretty fun setup that we are seeing here for them. So I'm already a fan that they did not overextend here and that they don't fall easy prey or easy victim to their opponents. When we're talking talents on their part, nothing really out of the ordinary. We have still Jaina with the Conjurer's Pursuit here. She will most likely head then later on into that Snowstorm on level 4. As predicted, it is Pierce on level 4 for Tyrande, and we're seeing the Power Throw now taking on the side of Falstad, comboing that, of course, with the Seasoned Marksman. Full auto attack, that's really what Falstad wants to do here. And ETC went into the Power Slide talent. Now he's in this case a full tank more or less. He has of course Sonya at his side, but Sonya is, well, she's classified as a warrior, but not really used as a warrior. It's more like a bruiser, melee assassin type of play that we see with her. So that's what's currently being run here. ETC will be like the one who's just like trying to set that mosh pit up and of course get the power slides, and at least in the mid game after we have the level 10 abilities. So for now we also have the Eternal Retaliation taken, cooldown reduction for Johanna, and that's going to be very interesting because I want to know if we have Conviction on 7 or Battle Momentum, even more cooldown reduction to spam Condemn out during the fights, or just that extra speed that can be so helpful in these battles. At this point, we're having the fight, of course, for the first tribute as well, and we even see a bit of a level advantage on the side of Hydra and his boys. Kiev 5 in a good spot here. Nice gravity lapse, I like it. Even amplified by the Veteran Spheres, hitting both of these heroes and helping Hydra to escape. Muradin was quite low, is currently waiting for his trait to activate, and will get a lot of hit points back, not only because of that, but also because Lunan is ready. We still saw in the mid lane, though, Sonya go for a bit of an additional experience, and oh, Lucifron and Vortex missed the opportunity to cancel the channel, so the first tribute in the game here at the Heroes Battle Arena goes straight to Kiev 5. We still see Lowell in the mid lane, and he has already been a bad boy. I mean, he took down one of the towers nearly completely, both of them out of ammunition, so that's a wall that will fall eventually. Hydra has to jump, and he does it a bit late, but he should be able to get away. Yes, and just barely retreats. But that was pretty close. Even as one of the high hit point tanks, he definitely feels it when not only Tyrande but also Sonya goes straight for him. And there's the battle momentum taken for Tyrande, so also the reduction in cooldown makes the Owl even more annoying and helps her to get the heals out, because let's not forget, we have her plus Uther here as supports, which is actually pretty cool to have the sustain on the team. Secret Weapon on Falstad is still the standard level 7 talent if you're trying to go into an auto attack build, and we have now the Just Keep Rocking taken on the side of ETC with a ferocious healing for Sonya to give her some self-sustain during all of these fights. Our question has also been answered. It is Conviction here for Johanna, making her a bit mobile in these fights and not Battle Momentum, which would have decreased the cooldown and Condemn on her other abilities even more. Of course, the Vision Bomb for Kel'Thas, I mean, that was a bit of a no-brainer. There's no other level 7 talent that's currently taken these days. And we have the Phase Shield for Lunan on Brightwing. Oh, and an attack against, up at the top lane, Uther, who heals himself, but gets some hits full in the face and goes down eventually. Great start here by Kiev 5. Look at those guys. They are doing really well. Vortex might actually die too, and yes, he will. It's a double kill for Kiev 5. We had Sonya still in the mid lane and also Falster down to the bot lane. So I don't really feel it was the intent of Team Liquid to really go for the tribute. They probably just decided at some point, well, let's soak the experience and leave it to them. They did not really plan on losing 2 heroes though, and that definitely made it not worth it. Now they're behind 2 tributes, have to fight for the 3rd one, and well, they might fall behind in talents because that level 10 ability is going to become a bit of an issue for them. To the top lane, so Ice Cream is pushing this wall in pretty effectively, takes the tower down, and you can already tell up at the top that level 10 is going to be ready for Kiev 5 in just a few seconds, which is going to give them an incredible advantage. I'm a little bit doubtful if they will be able to maintain that until we have the tribute on the map. But they still will be able to push even a bit harder at this point, maybe take a camp. But the tribute is actually there. But Team Liquid looks like they will get level 10 just in time. They need to rotate over. And if they lose Lucifron before all that happens, then of course it would be a disaster for them. We have no talent taken yet on Jaina, and she can go into Water Elemental or Ring of Frost. Both of them would be absolutely viable in this case. So a late choice on Jaina's heroic ability. Here comes that owl that we've been talking about earlier. But now it's also time for the level 10s on the side of Team Liquid, and they go in with a Mighty Gust, already pushing everybody away. Get Amherd is trying to go in. And we have Lucifron with a threat of a mosh pit. Wrath of the Berserker has already been used. And we see Shadowstalk also in play. Has been utilized already. Here comes the Divine Shield mosh pit combo against 4 heroes. And Team Liquid with the immediate snipe against Kel'Thas. At the same time, we see Tyrande going really low in the backline. And Hydra is jumping in, but he gets stunned by the Lunar Flare. We have ETC using the Power Slide again. And the kill against Muradin. It's a 2-4-0 against Kiev 5. And they are on the run as we see the channel happening at the tribute. Great play here by Team Liquid. Very well done. They're even in kills now, and they took a slight lead in experience and moved immediately towards the boss. It's one of the strengths that we have with Team Liquid in general, that their shot calling is usually pretty good. They have a few things in the last games that they play, that Trackbite Masters, and also here at the Battle Arena, where you could really see that it's not really like perfect. They make sometimes decisions that in hindsight are not the ideal choice, but in general they have pretty solid ways of exploiting an advantage that they have. And they get that boss now, and together with that curse or with the tribute that they just took, it offers a lot of opportunities for them to take now additional camps on the map. And that's where we are seeing Low. He's busy at one of the Siege Giant camps, and it's just like that map control that they gained. At this point, Brightwing is actually moving to the top, double-checking if the second boss is being attacked, which is not happening here. But you can tell how the rest of the team is down to the bot lane, attempting to make sure that the boss is not going to get too many structures. But the rest of the map belongs to Team Liquid, and that is something that they use to take more camps, to also start to move in. Are they going to go for boss? Yeah, they are trying to snipe it. They are trying to snipe the boss, as at the bot lane we see AR, Sphyxie and Hydra just now move up to the top. So Team Liquid figured that they have enough time to deal with it before they are up to the top lane. And it looks like they will be able to make that work. But they really need to rush this right now because they don't have a lot of time. And they are on the point. So Ice Cream is blown away. Mighty Gust was perfect. The boss taken. But here comes the fight. Team Liquid might still lose this one. Chris is very low, but the kill against Jaina offers them an advantage in the fight. So Ice Cream with Condemn and Conviction, but it looks like Johanna, yes, she falls. And Team Liquid, they turn it around again. They go for Hydra. And Chris with the Divine Shield can now go full ham against Muradin. And he will get that kill, yes. Vortex attempting to take it too. So well played here by Team Liquid once again. That was a very clutch moment though. I mean, that boss was just like taken the last second. But look at this top lane now. A Siege Giant camp together with a boss, so a lot of pushing power. We even see Chris fly down to the bot lane since he realized if he doesn't do it, then maybe there is a Brightwing trying to sneak that away. That would have cursed Team Liquid, of course, and taken a lot of the pressure that they put against their opponent away again. Great move by him, therefore. And with the level 13 talents, we are seeing them now with an Overflowing Light. Of course, the Seasoned Marksman build Falstad goes straight into Giant Killer to put even more pressure onto Muradin and Johanna. And we're having Shrink Ray taken for Uther with the groupies on levels 13 now for ETC and the Mystical Spear. Level 13 is also ready, of course, for the opponent's team. Kiev 5 still with their 2 kills, but they lost 3 heroes in the last fight, meaning that in total we have now a 2 versus 3 in kills. They go for Hold Your Ground, which will make it a little bit easier for Johanna to survive in these fights. As you can see, that shield is super important. And we're also having now the Chain Bomb available. So the problem that they still have is that in those fights, when they applied all of the spells and abilities that Jaina and Kel'Thas offer, then it's a big problem for them to really get the damage in the meantime, since they are on cooldown. That's one of the biggest disadvantages of running this setup, and of course that spell shield can counter out that quite easily. No spell shields taken, by the way. You can really tell that Team Liquid doesn't even respect that setup. They go in right now and wait for another attempt to go over the mosh pit. And the last one, I mean, we saw a perfect Divine Shield mosh pit already, hitting 4 heroes, which was absolutely amazing. And right now they're starting to jump in again. The Phoenix already in play. And we're seeing now, of course, also again Falstad trying to go straight for Mirrodin. ETC moves in and Divine Shield mosh pit is there. Mighty Gust even pushing a few more heroes into the mosh pit. I've never seen that in this particular setup. Great double stunner also against Hydra, and so Ice Cream, and once again A on the backline is trying to get some damage in with the chain bombs, but Lowell is attempting to go for Hydra, and so is Chris. Both of them are a bit short though, so Hydra gets away, but it's still a double kill. Jaina and Brightwing are down and they want more. They go in for Ice Cream again. Lowell takes him down together with Vortex and Lucifron. A very solid play here again by Team Liquid, and now the curse against the red team. They blow up Kel'Thas too. They don't even have to deal with the fort. I love moves like this. They go straight for the wall because they're saying, why waste time? We go in, we take the keep while we can. Let's just burst through the wall. Our minions are going to deal with the rest later on. We can take that on the way back. They still have a couple of heroes down, so let's take the keep first and we can take care of everything else on our way back. And that's what they do. Level 16, we have now also Ranger taken for Tyrande for the extra damage. We are seeing, of course, the hammer time here for Falstad. Benediction Speed Metal for the extra speed and the no escape. Now, we have Sonya with no escape, which gives her, of course, even more speed. Then we have the Speed Metal taken. Like, she can just run around like crazy now. It would have been funny if Tyrande would have gone for that speed heal. I mean, there's an ability on Tyrande where if you heal someone with your overflowing light, or with the light of a balloon, then you get even a speed bonus. If they would have taken that as well for Sonya, then she would have been all over that map within seconds, but it's already incredibly dangerous as is to Kiev 5. And they are, of course, now looking for a chance to hit the level 16 talent and maybe defend here. But Team Liquid is in full control of the game thus far. Once again, we're seeing everybody moving in. Here come the abilities. Phoenix already used. In comes Lucifron. Slides in, stuns out Mirrodin, and they get the kill in with all the burst damage that they can muster. Once more, it's a fort that Team Liquid is trying to take down. They lost the first 2 heroes in the game, but they really turned around. And again, the Divine Mosh Pit is there. A lot of damage against Chris, but Kel'Thas and Mirrodin and Jaina are both dead. All 3 of them, actually. And now it's an opportunity even to go for core. The keep is going to fall for sure. How aggressive is Team Liquid going to play this? Yes, they go for the core right now. They want to take this down, and they're already starting to move in here. So in this case, we're seeing them just like going full ham. So Ice Cream is completely isolated and goes down. Luna attempting to keep everybody alive. Good luck with that. Hydra is back though, and it looks like Team Liquid might have to back off for now. They took 2 of the keeps, but they're still trying to go for the core. There's another 4 seconds until Kel'Thas is back, but Team Liquid with the snipe attempts, they're starting to go in, and they really hammer that thing into the ground. Mighty Gust being used, and Team Liquid fully dedicated to the snipe, and it looks like they're going to get that kill easily. Even with Jaina and Kel'Thas back, game number 1 ends up in favor of Team Liquid. Great play here by them, very well played, and GG. Very solid play. Very, very solid play here.